All right.
Well,
Well,
hello and
I
welcome everyone.
didn't know.
Another amazing evening. It's April 22nd, 2025, and it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're here in Florida, but not only in Florida, because let's say, for instance, Russell, you're here from
California.
California, and then I'm gonna call you guys and just stay wherever you're from. Michelle, where are you from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Mike,
Michigan.
Michigan. Lori.
Rivals.
I'm here from Connecticut.
Connecticut. Beth.
I'm from Iowa.
Iowa.
Wow.
I love it. Welcome.
Close.
And
And fuck this.
fuck this.
Okay. Where are you from?
I'm from,
Fuck.
I'm from fucking Miss America.
I'm in America. Welcome. Oh gosh. So yes, and empowering business owners growing together started because I didn't feel that I fitted in other groups really. I wanted to create a community of like-minded individuals that were willing to just do transformations together, to work together as a community, to see what do you need that you need help with, because we have amazing collaborators, and that's why I bring special guests so they could show their purpose here in life. But enough about that. I am Blangelika for the ones that don't know me. I am my biggest fan and store owner of Blangelika's Boutique. I'm a Reiki master, empowerment coach, and I do a lot of things. But tonight is not about me. Tonight it's about Russell Rogers, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. And the
thank
theme
you.
and the theme is the unplugged experience, networking for a balanced life.
Amazing. Well, thank you for that introduction. Thank you for allowing me to come and to be a part of your group, your networking team of people that are amazing, that are doing amazing things. And it's an honor to be here, really. So thank you, Blangelika. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you a little. I'm gonna go back and kind of create this storyline so that you understand who I am and kind of where I came from. So I basically, I'm just gonna skip through the early parts real quick. I basically, grew up in a Christian home, but I grew up in kind of a ranchette. And so a lot of my upbringing was outdoors. So my next oldest sibling is 7 years, then 9 years, then 11 years. So I did a lot of stuff on my own when I was growing up. But everything was about chickens, it was about horses, it was about cows, it was about outside, it was about creating. And so that was a lot of my upbringing, which kind of set the tone for my life, even though I had no idea what was going to happen. And so then sports, when I was 7, I played t-ball, and then I went through and I played athletics all through high school. And then I was deciding, am I going to go football? Am I going to go baseball? I ended up going baseball. So I was set to go to and play at Fresno State. I had everything done. I was accepted. I was ready to go. And the summer before September, when school was to begin, I had a coach that came up to me after one of my games. And he said, he was a local coach in Modesto, where I grew up. And he said, "Hey, Russ, have you ever heard of Cal Poly?" And I said, "Yeah, I've heard of it." And he goes, "Cal Poly Pomona?" And I said, "Well, I don't know anything about Cal Poly Pomona." He goes, "John Scalinas is a coach that is there. He is the winningest baseball coach in college baseball history. I think you would like it." And I said, "Well, John," I said, "listen, I'm already set to go to Fresno State. I don't need to look anywhere else." He goes, "Give it a shot." So I gave it a shot. My dad and I, we flew down. I got picked up in this old beater baby blue station wagon with a stack of newspapers, a foot and a half tall. My knees were up into my chin. I'm like, what in the world am I doing here? It was crazy. So we go to the campus, we meet other college baseball staff, we go to the baseball field, we look around, and I said, "Yeah, let me think about it." A week later, I made the biggest choice in my life at that time, which was to not go to Fresno State, but go and play baseball at Cal Poly Pomona. And let me tell you, at age 17, I made the best decision of my life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in the fall, we practiced 3 days a week, and we would sit under this massive oak tree outside the stadium. And we had to buy this book called Psycho-Cybernetics. Okay. Mike, you might like this book, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. And it is really about mindset. It's really about who we are and diving in. And I'm telling you, it's a great $5 read. And we went through that book, and we would go through, and he would give us, he would do little like skits, if you would. And he would have him and his coach up there, and he would say, "Hey, Coach Belk," he goes, "we're up here boxing, and he said, what we're trying to portray here is the kind of individual that you're going to be in life." And he said, "So if you're in the batter's box," and the assistant coach was in the batter's box, and he goes, "I'm throwing a pitch and I knock you down. Are you going to get back up, or are you going to lay there? Are you going to bounce back up, or are you going to lay there? Are you going to take your time in getting back up on your feet?" Well, how many times, and all of us have these times in our lives where we get knocked down? We get knocked down. It could be health issues. It could be family problems. It could be money problems. It could be getting laid off of jobs. All of these kinds of things that can happen in our lives that maybe have happened multiple times where we get knocked down. But we do what? We get back up. So at age 17, I'm learning these valuable lessons. And it was an amazing experience to say, I got to get back up on my feet again, you know? And so it was really, really important. So that was the best decision that I had made in my life. Now we're going to fast forward. I ended up going into youth ministry. I ended up working at an orphanage for 2 years. I ended up working at a college for 8 years as a development officer, raising money, as well as a collegiate softball coach. And during that time of being a collegiate coach, because of the position that I was in, I would have parents and kids from the community that would come up to me and say, "Hey, Russ, would you mind working with my kid? My kid is lacking in hitting. My kid is lacking in fielding, pitching, whatever." And so as I was doing this, I was basically creating this little side hustle of a business. And so when my 8 years at the college was up, I had a network of kids that I was training on a regular basis. And because of what I was doing at the college, I ended up starting my own landscaping business. So simultaneously, I'm running landscaping and personal training side by side, and I did for 20 years. Landscaping, I still do. And then in 2020, we hear this thing called COVID, and which made a major impact in all of our lives. And so it was at that time that all of the fields, all of the schools, everything closed. I had no personal training at all. And I was like, all right, well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on my business. I'm just going to focus on landscaping and not worry about anything else. And then after about 6 months, I was like, I think I'm going to give it up. And after all of these years of training, I gave up that. And I had bought this journal, and I wasn't a journal person, but I bought this journal, and I sat on this journal for 1 year. I did not write in this book at all. And so I was on a flight from California to New York, and all of a sudden I picked up that journal because something had hit me. Something said to me, "Move." And I wrote the word "move" down at the top of the page. I drew a little rectangle around it, and I began to write, and I began to write, and I began to write. And over the next 3 and 5 months, I kept filling up pages and filling up pages of all of these things that had to do with movement. It had to do with activity. It was personal stories. It's things that I've observed. It's things that have been said, but everything was wrapped around movement. And it was really amazing. And I had no idea. I had no idea because I had no aspirations of ever being an author. I had no aspirations of writing anything. This was just coming about, but I didn't know why, but I was just journaling as I felt like it was laid on me. And we have all of us in this room tonight have come in contact with somebody in our path, in our journey, in our life that we thought, well, is this by accident or was this through alignment? Was this purpose or was this alignment? And I'm going to share with you, I have a group of friends and we hang out on the beach. We hang out regularly all the time. 8 years ago, we're out on the beach. We're having a great time. And this lady who was sitting off to my right, because I was on the very end of our group in our beach chairs, she came up at the end of the day and she said, "You guys have so much fun. You're laughing all day. You're cracking jokes. You're playing games." So we invited her to come. We invited her to come to be a part of our group. And so week after week, she started coming. And then over the years, she ended up getting married and she ended up moving across the street from me. So fast forward about 3 years ago, I was invited to her house for her birthday. So I go to her birthday and she introduces me to this lady named Indiana. Indiana has a publishing company and she is also an author. So 3 days later, we end up having coffee and I shared with her my journal. And she goes, "Russ, this is amazing. You've got a book here. Like you can put out a book." And I'm like, I didn't even think of that. Like that wasn't even in my realm of possibility of thinking that I'm going to be an author, right? So over time, we ended up developing this friendship and we ended up developing 5 books and we ended up developing 5 books in Spanish. And then we ended up doing our anniversary edition last
What?
June of
Oh, it is.
2020.
That looks good.
It was absolutely amazing.
I was just wondering if that kid was done talking.
Oh, he's so mute. You're mute.
Russ, you're muted, brother.
How about now?
You're good.
There you go. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. So, when I talk about alignment, I was in New York City and I was there in December of 2022. And I was walking to a concert, Andrea Bocelli, to go to Madison Square Garden. And I took this 12-block walk. So I'm walking, I'm going to the event. I want to get there about an hour early. I had never been to Madison Square Garden. And I passed this Italian restaurant. And as I passed this Italian restaurant, I was like, wow, this place is happening. I mean, it's not very wide, but it's really deep, but it was packed, So I said, noted, I'm going to go back there tomorrow night. So I go to the concert. I'm done with the concert. I go over, hi Heather. And so the next day I go back to that place for dinner. So I walk into the place. I'm by myself. There are no seats available except the first seat at the bar. I'm not a drinker, but I sat at the bar because I was there to have dinner. So I sit there in the first seat available, and the seats go from front to back. In a few minutes later, walks this beautiful woman, and she goes and sits at the other end of the bar. And so, I kind of keep looking down there, but she's sitting next to a guy, so I'm assuming she had a wedding ring on. I figure they were together. So I'm having this great dialogue all throughout the night with the bartender. And at the end of the night, which was only at 9 o'clock because they closed, he says, "I want to introduce you to the lady at the other end of the bar." I'm like, all right, let's do this. So we end up meeting. Her name was Tarifa. Tarifa and I meet. We go to this other bar 2 doors over, live music. We're having some interaction. We're having fun. She is an author. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. So we're talking about each other's books and everything. The thing of it is that Tarifa introduced me to 2 other ladies in her network, Renee and Angie. Renee and Angie both became pivotal in my life months and now years later. 8 months after meeting Tarifa, and we talked all the time, 8 months after that, she was killed by her husband, and then he took his own life. And I think about people, and I'm sure that you think about people. How'd you like coming in on that word right there, Michelle?
Hey, Russ. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on, but I was like, oh my gosh.
You think about people who are pivotal in your life, who make a difference in your life. And she was only in my life for 8 months. She lived on the East Coast. I was on the West Coast. But she introduced me to people who have connected me to other people. And I think about this life, and I think about this journey, and I think about the people that I have met along the way who have paved the way, who have opened up doors. And Tarifa was one of those people who I only saw one time in my entire life. but I talk to her regularly on the phone, along with Angie, and along with Renee. And this person, this human being, this woman was amazing and transformational in my life and opened up the doors of opportunity that I never thought was possible. So all of a sudden, I'm producing these books, I'm publishing, I'm going through this life, and I'm meeting people, I'm networking with people, doors are opening, I'm speaking, I'm, just meeting people like yourselves and having conversation with yourselves. I remember, having a great conversation with Heather, and, we're talking about, the beautiful sunshine in her valley up in Canada, and, talking about our coffee times, and it's meaningful conversations like this. And Blangelika, having meaningful conversations. And we think about our society today, and we think about all of the hecticness, we think about technology. And I want you to think about this. Think about going back 52 years ago when I was growing up, and I said at the very beginning of this talk, I grew up on a farm. There were no cell phones. You had to get on the phone, you had to make a call, you had to put money in a phone and make a call. There were video games. If you remember Atari, I had an Atari set. But see, we were forced in those days to come inside. But we were outside. We played. We were out there on the front basketball court till midnight at night, playing basketball, going swimming in the backyard, hanging out and having a lot of fun. In today's society, it is entirely different. We are all consumed on our computers, TV, video games. Maybe, I'm not, maybe you're not a video game person. I'm not a video game person, But, the thing about it is that we go through life and we rely upon these things in our lives that are technology, and the things that are really good. They're really important. And they help us to get better, and they help us to connect with people. They help us with, research and all these things. However, it is an overconsumption of time on our devices. And, when I go around and I connect with schools and I speak to kids and I talk to them about the importance of pausing from technology, not making devices and video games, when I ask them questions like, what are you excited to do right after school is out? 80% of those kids respond, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go play video games. They don't say, I'm going to go out and jump on the trampoline. They don't say, I'm going to go over to my best friend's house and hang out and, throw the ball around. They don't say, I'm going to go out and ride my bike. They say, I'm going to go home, I can't wait, and I'm going to play video games, right? But the thing about it is, we have probably all seen it in our lives. When you walk or you enter a restroom, you walk by a restaurant or walk into a restaurant, and you see parents who give their kids tablets. To why? Because it appeases them. It makes them happy. It calms them. And there's a time and a place. But I'm telling you, the initiative and the thing that I am pushing is unplugging. Unplugging from devices. That Move Today 365, which is my walk called Community Strides, we walk on the second Saturday of every month. And so after I had launched our books in October of 23, we started this walk on the second Saturday, and we just started it in our own community. And now here we are a year and a half later, and we are walking with 25 states and 7 countries. There are 25 states and 7 countries participating in this, where we walk 2 miles. And it's a great event to get people outside and connected. When you think about this, think about isolation, think about sedentary lifestyles. When you think about these things, it's all about me. It's all about, I'm going to stay in here, and I'm going to be in my room, and I'm going to stay inside. But the best thing that we can do is get ourselves outside to connect with nature. Today is Earth Day, and so when we hang up off this, let's all go bolt outside and get some fresh air and to enjoy Mother Earth, on Earth Day. And the thing about it is that it's so vitally important. And my whole premise of what I'm basing everything that I'm doing and all of my energy is not only in putting out books and information, but speaking and encouraging and inspiring people of all ages to get outside and to move your bodies. The best thing that we can do for our mind is to get outside and exercise. Yes, thank you. Move Today 365 right there, the orange one around her wrist. Thank you, Michelle. But the thing is we got to get outside. We've got to connect with nature. We've got to connect with each other. There are times to be by ourselves, but being with each other is brings life to us. We have conversation. We learn about people and we learn about each other. And so in the books that I have put out called Today, they're really kids books. There's the first 5 years of a kid's life, and it's about families connecting with one another, getting away from devices, getting outside, building memories. In the last book that I put out in June of 24, it has 120 suggested activities for families to get outside and to do activities outside so they can check mark it, they can date it, they can sticker it, whatever they want to do. And it's a moment that kids and parents can connect with one another and do fun, simple, free activities. And it's a beautiful thing. And next month, as I sat a year ago, I was sitting in these dinners and I was listening to speakers speak and all that. And I sat there and I said, you know what? I can do this. I can do my own event. So next month, May 18th, I'm doing my own event here on mental and physical wellness. And as a result of that, I've also written 2 new books, both that come out on May 18th. So I've got on May 10th, they both come out for 99 cents. Everybody catch this. On Kindle, May 10th, 99 cents on Amazon. Both books, Unplugged and Imagine If, come out on the same day. They will last for 3 days on Kindle. And then after that, they're going to be 3 days for $2.99. And then it goes up to the regular $9.99. And then the books will be available on May the 18th. I'd like to share with you just about each of these books real quick. Unplugged is the story of why we need to connect outside. It is the why. Everything before is what we need to be doing and why, the connection and getting kids to do the physical activities. But this is a reading book. This is a book that is for, teens to read. This is a book for adults to read. And it's not a picturesque book, but it is a reading book of connecting of why we need to unplug and why we need to connect with nature and why we need to connect with one another. It is so, so important. So when we unplug from these devices, because we think about all of the mental illnesses that are happening in our lives today. I'm reminded by Michelle all the time. She says, Russ, it's Mental Awareness Month. It's Mental Awareness Month, right? We have an entire month that is dedicated to mental awareness. And the best thing that we can do, and I know Michelle does this, and I know a lot of you do this, is to get outside, because that feeling that fresh air, getting the vitamin D that we need, connecting with nature helps us upstairs. It helps us between our ears to have clarity, to have production, right? To get a sense of purpose. And it's so vitally important, not only to get out and move, but to get the heart rate up and to get the cardiovascular moving and going. And so it's all of these, and we get peace of mind when we get out there. Unfortunately for me, I live right by the ocean, so I can hear the crashing waves. I can smell the ocean breeze. It's just fresh air every day. I open up the door, I hear it, I smell it. And so that's the beauty of it. But connecting with nature, and nature is everywhere. It's everywhere around us. Even if you're in New York City, you go to Bryant Park, you go to Central Park, there is nature, there are trees, there are birds around. You just have to find it and connect with it. The other book that I have written is called Imagine If. And it's a completely different twist because, and I'm going to share this story with you. I was on a bike ride, October of 23. I was in Los Angeles at Huntington Beach, and I was visiting my son down there. And when I was visiting my son, how are we doing? All right, we're right on the money. When I was visiting my son, I took this bike ride at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning. When I went down and took this bike ride, they have these black mats that go out towards the ocean so that you can drag your cart and get closer to the water, because the beaches are very, very wide. And so I rode the bike down the path. I stood there. It was a foggy morning. Everything is gray. Sky's gray. Ocean looks gray. But it was very peaceful. And I stood there for about 5 to 10 minutes. And then I turned around. And when I turned around, I passed a family of 4, a mother and 3 young kids under the age of 8. And they were all carrying little small bags. And when I rode my bike past them, there was curiosity in my mind. So I got about 50 feet behind them. I stop, I turn around, I look, And the mother had them outside at 7 a.m. on a Saturday morning when they could have been watching television, sleeping in, having breakfast, watching cartoons, or what they could have been doing. And mom had them out there picking up garbage on the beach. And I said to myself, wow, imagine if parents taught their kids community service. So after I finished my
Mhm.
I went back to my hotel room. I got out a little piece of paper, hotel provided, and I wrote down imagine if. And then over the next year, I began to think about, wow, imagine if every day we put a smile on our face. Imagine if every day you're walking down a sidewalk and you're passing somebody that you don't know and you say good morning. Or imagine if every day you found someone in need and you gave them a hug. Imagine if every day you dressed for success. Imagine if every day you looked at life a little bit differently. And it just goes on. And there are 100 statements in this book, but it all starts with imagine if every day this. And the idea behind this is not to read through this book quickly because it won't take you very long because there are only 100 statements. But the purpose is to read a statement a day, let it marinate, think about it, and think about your own life. And really, when you think about like the books that I've written, it's all about self-awareness. It's all about change. It's all about making different movements in your life and saying, I need to get away from this lifestyle and I need to move in this direction and have my bodily functions moving more. But imagine if every day, if we did these things, not only can we make ourselves better, but we can make those people around us and our world around us a better place. And the cool thing about this book is in the back of the book, it has a QR code that goes to my website, which has its own little page. And there's a place on there that people can blog and write and read other people's journal entries and talk about how imagine if changed their life or made them think in a different way or made them think like, I need to say hi to more people or I need to go out and pick up a few pieces of garbage that I see in my community every day. Or maybe I need to, imagine if. But when we think about all of these things and we think about our world today, and you think about your life and think about what you do and the time that you spend inside your home or busy with life or busy with work, think about these things. Imagine if every day I went outside and I connected with nature. Imagine if every day I connected more time with my family. Imagine if every day I moved, I got my heart rate up. These are all things that are impressionable things that we need to unplug from our life. The cover of the magazine, which I absolutely love, the book, not magazine, the book is this. It's a picture of a family of 5 walking into nature and dropping devices and leaving them behind. And it's a beautiful picture on this cover of saying, yeah, I do. I need to unplug from my daily grind and get outside and do these things that are better for me and better for the people around us.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. I love storytelling. It tells a lot. It tells you a lot from where I come. And I wanted to point out something that it just brought me back when you said, imagine if you did this, then I come in with what if, because of this, you did this,
Mhm. Exactly.
right?
Yes. 100%.
Because of this. Because
Yeah.
of this, I became happy. Because of this, I am more aligned. Because of this, and then you're on the right path. Every day of your life
Every day.
it's beautiful. I
Thank you.
mean, yeah, thank you. No, thank you for being here. I want to open forum. Does anyone have any questions?
Not
No?
really a
Then
question, but something to add.
Yes.
sure.
I have this book called How to Smile. It was
Mm.
written by a
Teach
monk,
that.
and it is just little affirmations and little mindfulness tips. I open it once a day, just open it randomly and read it. It's
That's
so
beautiful.
awesome.
It's powerful. I have my morning rituals. I mean, there's no day that I don't go about doing what I'm supposed to do to stay centered.
Yes.
Oh,
So
and Russ, I did read that book, Cybernetics. Fascinating book, guys. And I found it for free at the local library.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Love
just a
it.
small little paperback book, but man, you're right. Fascinating is a great word.
Yes.
That's
That's super
amazing.
cool.
That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. So Mike, now that you're on, I mean, you're speaking, can you please introduce yourself? You already told us where you're from. Tell us what you're working on. What's your passion, purpose? I don't know. Just be yourself.
Love it. I'm Mike, guys. Everyone, very nice to meet you for the first time. If I'm meeting you for the first time, and for everyone that I've seen before, nice to see you all again. And the super coolest thing that I'm passionate about is energy work and learning how to master our own energy. And this Friday, I'm launching a course that's going to teach you just that. It's a deep dive into human design as well as energy tips and techniques that take no more than 5 minutes a day to learn to master your energy.
Mm.
So, super exciting. Love it. And I'm a single dad with 2 kids, and teaching them like tablets, the electronics, that's one of my biggest pet peeves right now. My son loves to spend his time on electronics, which I'm a gamer. I love it too. But I tell him all the time, look, I take breaks. I go outside. I walk around barefoot. I hug trees. I spend that time in nature because it helps me connect to what's really important.
Yes.
Super. And Russ, thank you for sharing your story, man. That was very awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Appreciate that, Mike. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank
when you talk about like, hugging a tree, and that's, when you get unplugged, and you deep dive into that, it's not just about going outside. But think about this. When was the last time that you picked up a leaf and looked the veins of a leaf? Right? And just stared at it for just a minute, 30 seconds, right? And you look at that, or you pick up a roly-poly or a ladybug, right? And you look at it and just let the ladybug crawl all over your hand, and you just take that time. And it's these details in life, right, that oftentimes we overlook, right? We're just sitting and staring and watching a bird fly, and then let it, watch it land, or maybe it lands into the water, or it's a duck, or what I mean. It's just these details of life that it's not just about connecting with nature and unplugging from nature, but looking at it a little bit differently, and deeper diving into nature. It'll take you to some fascinating places.
Indeed, indeed. And me as a holistic facilitator, that's not negotiable for clients to heal. That's another one of the most beautiful healing methods you could find. Free, completely free.
Right.
Right.
I
Yes.
love the way that you
If
describe looking at the leaf. There's a what is it called? Lilac bush at the end of my block, and that was my mom's favorite flower. Everything, her perfume was lilac, everything was lilac. And I go down there and I'll just stand there and like mindfully take in every detail of that plant.
Yeah.
And it helps me to learn how to focus, guys. That's really important.
Yeah, it really does.
So
And
many.
you could use it as dye. I mean, that, if you're gonna play with leaves as well, you could actually journal with leaves and take it home with you. There's so many things you could do with nature as well. Those are treasures that you're taking home with you. I mean, just for gratitude. I just see it something as very, very natural and beautiful to connect. Yeah, amazing. Lori, you want to come out? There you
I'll
go.
go ahead and introduce myself.
There
I
you go.
help intuitive entrepreneurs generate more leads by networking outside of their circles. I help with audience growth and doing collaborations. And right now, I have an offer called Grow Your Audience. It's 6 weeks, one-to-one, personalized, to help you with that Facebook group growth, the collaborations, and tapping into your intuition when networking, because it's about figuring out, okay, what groups and people make the most sense for me to collaborate with, to join, and figuring out all of those pieces so that you can go do that.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Is there like, do you want to set a price, or is just like a free masterclass, or what are you currently offering?
I have a free 20-minute call, so you can see how I work and if that's for you. Which I did put in the chat. I also have my 30-minute collaboration call because I am interviewing entrepreneurs on their networking journey as well. So
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's amazing. I was interviewed by her too, so we collaborated. Awesome. So thank you so much, Lori, for being here. I want to bring Beth in. I want to meet you. I want to meet you. Hi, tell us what is your network? If you have a business, tell us more about yourself.
Well, my name is Beth, and I just was out walking and it was hot out, so I'm not going to show my face, but
Oh no, you're good. You're good.
but I've been a nurse for over 30 years, and over the last like 10 years, I've become more into the holistic space because had some health issues of my own go on, and had a doctor that told me I was crazy and it was all in my head. So I now like work with women who feel like they're not being heard and who may be experiencing some symptoms. Usually it's like perimenopause, menopause, but they don't know it is, or just unexplained things that are frustrating them. And then I partner with a homeopathic product company that can help with some of those symptoms if that's what they choose.
Oh, I love that. Where are you based out of again?
I'm in Iowa.
Iowa.
Yep.
Yes. Nice. That's awesome. I'm happy. I do have a lot of nurses that reach out because I offer Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, and a lot of nurses, they do get certified in energy healing
Mhm.
because that's part of their gift. So that's one of, oh my God, that was like like a heart opening step for you. I'm
Mhm.
telling you. When I was certified, the world changed. I mean, I'm telling, within a month, I already had a store opening. I was working already with the keys of a store to open it. My world changed when I started looking more into my spirituality and who am I and what's my purpose. Well, my
Mhm.
purpose was to serve people. How? Healing, and how to have resilience, and have to be always empowered that you could become that version of you that you solely deserve to be. Do you have the power to heal yourself? And there's so many more things that it comes with that. Everyone is their own healer, and everyone is here to just do whatever their heart desires. So I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome. And let's connect. I posted on the chat my personal Facebook, and I also posted all my groups and all that. We're all this group, we're all there. We're part of the community. My Facebook group is Empowering Business Owners Growing Together. That's where whenever your business is like, hey, I'm struggling with this, or how could I find this? That's where you want to ask in that group, because that's when we come in. Because I know Russell, because I know Lori, because I know Michelle, I know Michelle P. And then I connect to here with Michelle Costa, which is, you're going to meet her now. And you're going to see that once you meet her too, not only you're connecting with me, but you're connecting with a lot of amazing people too. And then you go to Lori, and Lori has another community, and then you grow there too. And then you go to Michelle P, and then and that's how we work, and we become like a family. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Feel free to connect with us. Those are my links, and ask any question. No fucking question is dumb. Never, ever feel that way. Because we'll find the answer. If not, we'll ask someone. That's it. Well, we love finding solutions. All right, my dear Michelle Costa. Since I was just talking about you.
Hey, well, I'm Michelle Costa, and Sorry, my mom's here. I'm Michelle Costa. I live in the Bay Area, California. I'm a mom to a 5.5-year-old daughter, Amelia, who's one in Amelia. I am so happy to be here. First of all, I just wanted to say, Russ, I missed the first part of your story, but I know I'll hear it, especially coming to your mental and physical wellness summit on May 18th, which my birthday is the 19th, and I can't wait to come to your summit in Santa Cruz. I love that we live so close. With my aunt just got my Community Stride shirt today, so when I see her tomorrow, I can get it. So I'll be wearing it for Wellness Wednesday tomorrow and promote my Community Stride since I just became his crew member last month in April. Officially, I started, and I'm going to start collaborating that with the health and wellness side of things too. I'm going to bring out my fizz and waters for everybody so I can incorporate that, the health and wellness side, in addition to the Community Strides and the whole connection piece, because that is what I'm all about: building genuine connections, holistic wellness, mental health advocacy. I'm just feel proud to be here. Blangelika, thank you so much for this space. And yeah, I just love to help people get healthy, as well as myself. The all clean plant-based products that I use have really helped me. Over the last 2 years, I started using them like 2 years ago today. Apparently, I just saw a memory come up, and it's the first time I tried the fizz and the greens and the shakes, and I was like, I knew I was meant for more. And then, May 9th of 2023, I became with Arbonne. I joined, and I was like, this is my purpose and passion, I realized. And every time I second guess myself, nope, it comes back to nope, this is what I'm born to do. And I am all in, and I'm going for a huge promotion. I just promoted a district last week, re-promoted because I had lost it. And by helping so many people, now I re-promoted. And we have our greens, our gut health, and I know Blangelika likes it, and Russ and Michelle, and Michelle's on my team. And the greens and the fizz bundle right now is 15% off currently for this month. So that's a huge
Okay.
promotion. And in the past, I haven't talked about the skincare, but honestly, I've been using it 5 days in a row, and my skin has improved so much. So now that I'm consistently using it, I want to talk more about it because it has really helped me. And now I'm going to be 42 next month, so I definitely need it. And the other thing
I was
is,
gonna ask you something. I'm like, do you slap your face when you're doing your skin? As
how
I
is it
do, I
looking
slap the
better?
shit out of it. But go ahead.
It's looking
Go ahead.
It's getting better. It's getting better. We have skincare infused makeup too, skincare, all health and wellness. We have a whole 30 days of living program. I lost 6 pounds in the first month that I did the 30-day program, and I lost 25 pounds over 1 year. And for me, it's all about passion and purpose, and that's what it's all about. It's not just
Yeah.
about the products. It's about literally having
Mhm.
crippling anxiety and not being able to eat. But the protein shakes literally have saved me with 24 grams of vegan protein. So the fizz giving me energy when I have no energy, like that is what it's all about to me. The gut health helping with my bloating, and then that's what it comes down to. Like, I just love the community with Arbonne and everything. So thank you so much for having me. And Blangelika, I love you. Russ, love you. Michelle, love you. Lori,
Thank
you're
you.
already awesome. And you too, Beth. And I think, Beth, I met you through, did I meet you? I don't know how you saw about, if you were already connected to Blangelika too, but I also know you, I
Oh,
think,
where
through.
did you find us, Beth?
Yeah, I think she might have been through me because I met her through Laura Bender, I think, through Becky Davidson with the Empowered Entrepreneurs Sell More.
Right. Yeah. Through
Oh,
Laura
that's
Bender. But
awesome.
yeah, I really didn't know. Like, I put it on my calendar and everything. And so I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not sure what this is about, but I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I would love
I
to
have
get to
one
know you
once
better,
a
Beth.
week. But this week I have two because I'm going to Cuba on
Uh-huh.
Friday. So, and then I had to put the Blaze in Connection, which is that guy that
Hazen is awesome too.
yeah, well, his name is Fuck This today. I mean, what the fuck? And so him and myself, we host every month the Blazing Connection Summit. and we get the chance to bring in on board the president of Shoply tomorrow. We'll be talking about prosperity with affiliated marketing and stuff. So those are also things that I bring a lot of workshops with networking, because anything here, it's a code to unblock your business. So it's valuable information. It's valuable information. I have an amazing mentor. I actually signed up for the membership. I fucking closed my eyes. So I'm in. I've been with her since 2022. I have grown so much. And what I serve is actually the love and my purpose. So I want to learn to the highest level as I can within myself so I can serve the community.
What's her
So
name, Blangelika, your mentor?
my mentor, Melanie and Lair.
Melanie Layer, right? I know who she
Yeah,
is
I've been
too.
working with her since 2022.
I follow her too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, she's my beast, man.
That's awesome.
She's
Thank
my
you
beast.
so
She's like
much.
a role model. I that's like exactly her words just are aligned with me. And so I'm right there. I'm right there with her. So all this awesomeness, it will be transmitted with radiance and with much love to you guys. So I'm just letting you know what's coming for the next couple of months is amazing. I am moving. There's no stopping me. I am my biggest fan. It's my brand. How could I let down my brand? There is no way in earth that any one of you, because every single one of you have brands, you're not going to let that down. It's not possible. It's like breaking my own heart. It's not happening. So we're moving, and you're moving with me, because if I move, you move. So welcome, Beth. Michelle. Michelle P has she has a summit coming up in May too.
Yes.
That's another one. We're
I didn't get to say who I was.
You'll get.
I'm going to go ahead and do it. My name is Michelle. I'm the other Michelle, and I am the founder of Boss Ladies Creating Empires. I help women find their passion and turn it into a business. I also am the creator of Ignite Your Passion Formula, the membership, where I teach you tips, organic marketing. You get a download a month, a workshop, a Q&A, and we have a networking party. And that's $27 a month. And then we have the Empowerment Summit coming up, which I know Blangelika, Michelle, Russ, Mike, and fuck this is cool. And that is May 19th through the 23rd.
My birthday.
For all. Yep.
Thank you, Michelle. You rock, Michelle. Go, Michelle's.
Go.
No, Michelle, I have to text him. I wrote the fuck, because he wrote the fuck this wrong. There was an extra age. So I wrote it, and I'll send it later when I'm done with the call. Fuck this. You'll see.
Michelle, I want to join your Ignite Your Passion Formula.
Yes, definitely.
Tomorrow at 6 p.m. we have the Blazing Summit. It's a good chance for you guys to come in.
Oh, it's tomorrow, or is Nick tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Nick.
Okay.
Nick is coming in. See, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, it's hard to get Nick on board.
It's Eastern or Pacific? Eastern or Pacific?
6 p.m. Eastern. So yeah.
I will try to make it. Maybe it's on spring break, but I'll try to make it.
I'll share the information. I'm gonna share.
And I have a mental health summit coming up. I forgot to mention on Friday, May 9th, that Michelle, Blangelika, and Russ and Mike are all speaking at.
So for the ones that don't know, fuck this. This is the Place and Connections Summit, Purpose, Profit, and Prosperity Networking event. His name is Hazen Christensen, and myself, Blangelika Rivera. And so our special guest speaker is Nick Sardicola, which is the president of Shoply. Nick is a powerhouse entrepreneur known for co-founding Bacillus, actually, if you guys recall that brand, and creating the challenge marketing phenomenon, generating $2 billion in sales across 19 countries. Now as president of Shoply, Nick is leading in charge in the next big thing, which is e-commerce affiliated marketing. So if you're a coach and you in your case, Russell, you could sell your books through that and go global. Beth, if you have a coaching program that you want, you could become a vendor. So he'll be talking about that. And Blazing Connection Summit always brings like new topics. So looking forward of continuous growth within our community. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice meeting you, Beth. Welcome to my world. This is what I love doing, bringing people together. So thank you for being here. Russell, thank you so much. I do have your links, so I'll go ahead and I did send the links already here in the chats for everyone to contact you. If you could refresh me your book link so I could tag it when I upload this video.
You got it.
Blangelika is a member of Community Strides too, right? Aren't you a crew
Oh
member
yes,
too?
yes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I
Hello,
forgot to
as
talk
of
to you
April
about that.
too.
Oh, hold on. Wait, well, we're not there. Hold on. Oh, yes. So let's just go ahead and do this. Community Strides already up. Oh, look at that. Look who's coming up here on the 29th. So I come from Cuba on, what is this, Monday? And on Tuesday, I have Michelle P coming on board. Then I have,
Nice.
yeah,
Oh,
and then I have
Ramona. I know Ramona.
Ramona's coming in too. That's amazing. She's really good. And here you go. So I have done community strides already for 2 months straight. The first walk I did
Oh, March.
was by the beach. So guys, this is what I did really quick. I mean, it's almost to an hour where I'm safe 4 minutes. I just love talking. But we went to the beach. We woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We made it for the sunrise, and it was so freaking incredible. I laughed, I cried because beach is home for me. So when I go to the beach, it's like I melt. Nothing really matters. The world doesn't exist, but I still take pictures because I'm enjoying it and I love to share because my clients also live life through me. They like seeing, and that creates desires, and when they create desires they become with their own creativity and they create their own desires, and I help them create their desires because anything that you believe and you have dreams, it will come true. You just have to unlock it and just believe in yourself that you can. So and then so Community Strides decided, I had a call with him and he was coming on board, and then I brought it. I said, let's do it. So I have a shop in Arbondale, Florida. It's called Blangelika's Boutique. It's a bohemian holistic healing studio, basically. It's just a holistic healing studio. I do events to help people become their kind of happy, personal transformation and happiness. There's a non-judgmental zone. And I bring workshops of, there's some free ones for the community, there's some paid ones, and also I take care of the online community as well. In my store, I have other collaborators that help me in store so I could take time to breathe. But other than that, that's what I love bringing, helping people grow, helping business owners grow. And why not partner around the movement? Me coming from, I lost 200 pounds. It was a big challenge because I couldn't do it before. I was exhausted all the time. And then now I cannot live without it. I don't know what I would do because it will make me just feel like I'm just bah. That's it.
Blangelika, can I ask you a quick question? I love your template for Community Strides. Is it possible if I use your template for my next walk on May 10th?
Yeah. I'll give
That
you
template is
I'll
fire, Russ. Russ, that template is fire. I think you need to adapt that for
It's
all your
fire.
crew members.
Well, yeah, if you guys want it, I'll do it. I did it myself.
I
No
love it. It's
VA on this
amazing.
one. No VA on this one, ladies and gentlemen.
So good, Blangelika.
I
I
take
want to
the
use
full
it.
credit on that. Thank you very much.
The next walk is Saturday, May 10th, you guys. So my
You know,
my
I
mentor-
do
My
designs,
daughter's
I do
birthday.
logos and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
People,
nice.
yeah, I do all that kind of stuff. It's just that, I mean, I do a
You
lot
don't
of
have
things.
time. Yeah.
I do them, but if people come to me, hey, Blanca, can I get this? Where can I find that? And that's when my clients come in because they know I know everybody.
Yeah. Blangelika, I would love the template. And so Friday, May 9th is my mental health summit. And then the 10th is the walk. And then Michelle's summit starts May 19th, my birthday, May 19th to the 23rd, right? 20,
Yeah.
22nd, 23rd, 20. Wait, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. Yeah, to the 23rd. So that's perfect. Thank you,
Well,
Blangelika.
Thank you so much.
You.
If you need anything while I'm out in Cuba, just reach out to Mike Perry. Okay.
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 All right. I love you. Thank you
Have
for
a safe
being here and
trip.
present with me.
Lo-
Safe
Love
travel.
all of you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Russ. I really love
Thanks,
you.
Russ. Thanks,